I met a Gypsy.
So me and I joke with Danny that I want to race the 12-hour with him the first year that he retires, and we'll get a McLaren. And I just said, you know, you do the main stint, and then have
and then
a
the
nap.
next stint, and then
And
the next stint, and then so you do basically 11 hours and 45 minutes. So I'll just give you a pee break in the middle, and then off you go.
When there's a safety car, I'll come out and I'll do some laps behind the safety car, and then we're good.
Massive crash. All right, come in, change.
box. But on a serious note, is it possible?
What's possible?
Me to get into a car and drive around Bathurst and like be in that race from zero experience driving a car.
I haven't seen you. I'd have to get you in a sim a little bit, so you'd be surprised how far sims can take you.
I'm all right in the sim.
Yeah,
I've done a bit of sim stuff. I've got a shitty
depends
sim.
what sim, because I've seen people driving, let's say, Gran Turismo on the sim, and it, in my opinion, ruins their racing because it's so dull.
Yeah, right.
It's not doing it. And then you've got iRacing, which is just way too sensitive.
And then like you got to set a course.
You're better off with iRacing because it's overly sensitive. So when you get in a real car, you're kind of going to be ready for it a little bit more. But I find iRacing, their tyre profiles, everything, they're way off.
Yeah.
As much as that can be quite realistic, it just annoys me that fifth gear in a V8, it's spinning up everywhere, and I'm like, I'm sorry, they don't have that much grunt.
Yeah.
The
V8s are gnarly in iRacing, man.
That's what I mean. They're unrealistic.
They're so
They're
hard
stupid.
to drive.
Like literally, you come out, you square it up, and you can chomp the thing. But on iRacing, you're feathering it in fifth gear. It's just like, no, it's not that bad. So iRacing, they go way too far in the realism sector and think that everything's got 1,300 horsepower, and you just can't keep the thing in a straight line. So that gets a bit frustrating on iRacing. But what is good about it is it teaches you how to be sensitive with things. Yeah. And puts a bit of feel and technique into it to a certain degree. So I think that's why a lot of the boys do run iRacing, because it doesn't sort of take away from their from their normal racing.
You'd rather overcompensate than undercompensate.
Correct.
But so you think that if you get good enough, like let's say you do like 10,000 laps at Bathurst, because like essentially I'd have to get good for one track in one car.
Being good at one track isn't good, because you'll go to Bathurst expecting it to be react like that. So you need different situations for sure.
But so you think that if you think that there's, because this would just be a weird project, essentially, to be like, all right,
it's possible, but you got to start running on a semi decent sim.
Might borrow Toby's.
Start seeing where you are, and then see if you can get some laps in cars and things like that. So it all kind of depends on that situation, and that'll give you a bit of an idea if you can keep pace with some of the quick guys. Mostert and Giz and all them sort of boys are pretty quick. So if you can start driving around with them, then you've got to have situational awareness and all that sort of stuff. So that was the hardest thing. Lots of people can go fast around a track. Yeah. But it's
to
awareness
race around a track
with cars and things. And that's the other thing. I'd never been on track with a car before going to Adelaide for my first street race. Yeah. I'm literally like looking in my mirrors, checking, like I had
so gnarly,
awareness, and I was just like, there's just nothing, just thrown straight into that. I'd only ever driven a car twice, and it was those cars on a racetrack, like the V8s in a test. One at Norwell, one at I might have had two. One was a wet day, and one dry day at QR, and that was it, straight to the first race.
That is insane. Doesn't seem like enough.
Yeah, it wasn't. That was clear.
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.